Hi everybody, Feeling Amir here. It's been a long freaking time since I made a video. I know, and I'm sorry. But today I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to show you how to make pork and shrimp shumai. Now this probably isn't, traditional, but this is how I'm going to do it, and it's going to be healthy and tasty. So let's get started. And here I have about 1 pound of frozen shrimp. This is the kind that I use. Preferably, if you can get it, get the uncooked variety that has been veined and processed for you. You need about 1 pound, give or take. If you are like me and you buy frozen, make sure you thaw them thoroughly in the fridge for 1 or 2 days beforehand. And all I've done is I've rinsed them with some cool water. And what I'm going to do is just add them to my food processor. You're also going to need ginger and garlic and onion. Now preferably, if you have it, use 4 to 6 of the green scallions, the green onion. I'm just using some yellow onion, and I'm just going to pulse this and process it until it's pretty well ground. You don't want a complete paste, you want it to have some texture. You might have to scrape down the side once or twice. And this is about what you want. It is well processed, but there is some texture in there, and you've still got some pieces of onion in there, some garlic, some ginger. I like it like that. You could process it until pasty, but I would probably do only about half. So now we're going to add this to the bowl of ground pork. Now that we have our meat mixture in the bowl, it's time to add some seasonings. You can add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. This is really low sodium. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, black pepper. I like a lot of it. I'm just going to mix with a glove on my hand. We also need to add some sort of starchiness to help velvet the meat, so to speak. I'm going to use potato starch, which is a little more traditional. You can use cornstarch if you want. That would work also. And there's our meat mixture. Now I'm going to set this aside for about 10 to 15 minutes. If you could do this in the fridge ahead of time, 2, 4, 6 hours, that'd be perfect, and it would marinate a little longer. You're also going to need some dumpling wrappers. You're going to want the circular ones, typically used for gyoza. If you only have the square ones, you can use a 4-inch circular cutter and cut them out. That would work also. Make sure that these are well thawed. You don't want them frozen at all. It's been about 15 minutes, and I'm going to get started making the wrappers, but first I'm going to prepare my lid. Now, you can just use a regular lid without a cloth on top of it. However, they get a little soggy, so this is my solution. Take a towel big enough to surround your lid, and don't mind the stains. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it up to the top. And I have a little clip here. I'm going to pop that on. And then that'll go on top of my pan. Here I have about 1 inch of water in my pan. I'm going to turn this on to medium-high. And here's my steamer basket. It's nothing fancy. It was a freebie that came with my pasta boiler. It has this annoying little handle. But what I'm going to do, because I don't want to put parchment paper in the bottom of this unless I have to, I'm going to spray it with a little bit of oil. I'm just going to take my hand, smooth it out, just like that. And then your lid will go on top. One last thing. You're going to want something to top yours with. Some people use peas. They put 1 pea on top, and that's pretty. When I was growing up eating these, I always had carrot, and this is actually a carrot. It's a purple carrot. 3 or 4 pieces per shumai, so this should be about enough. I've also got a pan over here where I'm going to put my shumai after I'm done making them. I'm going to get a small stack, maybe 5 or 6 out at a time. I'm going to use about a heaping tablespoon of filling per wrapper. Now, I warn you, this isn't the prettiest one you'll ever see. You're going to want to make a little hole in your thumb area and squeeze. You're going to want to fill it tightly and then pleat in the sides. I just push it on the counter, and then it flattens out the bottom, and add it to your tray. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. Fingers with water. Tablespoon in the middle. Push it down. Okay, kind of ugly. Squeeze in the middle like that, and then push. Just make sure that your filling is kind of level. Wet. Tablespoon. Push it down. It's easy to pleat it while you're squeezing down. See, I'm not even going to pleat that one because I'm lazy. And then you're going to push it. And it's nice and flat. I end up getting 42, but if you use a little less or a little more, you could get anywhere between 30 and 60. Don't be too precise about it. Now, as you can see, they're not all perfect. We're not, super professionals here. And my husband did help me, by the way. I was very impressed. So I'm just going to take a couple carrots, 2 or 3, and top each one, pushing it in just a little bit. Okay, I've done all of the carrots on top, and now I'm going to take the lid off my steamer very carefully. As you can see, I've got a nice steady flow of steam. I'm going to carefully place in my shumai. You don't want them touching, but you do want to kind of pack them in there so that they cook pretty good. Carefully put the lid back on. And you're going to want to cook these until they're done. Depending on how large you made them, that could either take 10, 15, up to 20 minutes. At 15 minutes, I'm going to check one and see if they're cooked all the way through. One last tip. What you can do is freeze these. They freeze excellent. I'm going to put them on a metal sheet with a sill pat. You can just lightly grease it or sprinkle some flour so that they don't stick. And I'm going to put this in the freezer for about an hour or until the tops firm up enough that I can safely put these in a Ziploc bag so that they don't get stuck together. These will stay in the freezer good for 3 to 4 weeks without getting frostbite, a little longer depending on the freezer, but they're best consumed as quickly as possible. It's been 15 minutes and I already checked them and they are done. I'm going to very carefully put them on a plate and put in my next batch. They're very soft, and if you're like us and kind of got a little lazy and you didn't squeeze them as well as you should have, they'll unravel, so be careful. Ta-da! Now for the dipping sauce. You can just use plain soy sauce. It's kind of up to you, but what I'm going to do is I've got rice wine vinegar here. Equal parts rice wine vinegar to soy sauce. Using a really low sodium soy sauce. Black pepper. Sesame oil. Just a little bit. I'm going to add in some freshly chopped onion. Again, scallion, spring onion would be better. Optional, but just a little bit of pepper. And strangely enough, a heavy pinch of sugar. Give it a taste. That's good. Should be vinegary, but also very soy and salty. And there you go, guys. This is my pork and shrimp shumai. Of course, I have to try one. Very, very good. So, thanks for watching, and if you guys want the ingredient amounts and the written recipe, please visit my website, www.belineweir.com. A link to the recipe will be in the description down below. Please like and favorite the video if you like it, and share it on social media. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. You're also going to need garlic. That is not garlic, that is the ginger.